What is it about single moms that makes you guys run for the freaking hills?
Is it true that some of you, or a lot of you, are intimidated by who got the...
Men, can you get married to a lady that has 2 children?
Hearing some men on this app talk about they would never date a single mom with children.
Men's dating preferences getting attacked again. They don't believe men should have one.
Men don't want to date single moms is a topic I see online very often.
The having kids part is not something that holds me back dating.
You should be lucky to breathe the same air as me, honestly. You guys are beneath me.
I feel like if you want self-please...
Everyday men are getting shamed for their choices. A single mom just isn't their choice. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Men lose attraction when you're chasing them. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
Do you ever feel like you're failing as a parent because you've yet to find somebody to be a father figure?
Hey guys, so update, I am still single.
A lot of y'all women are gonna be single because of your friends, not these men.
Has anyone else as a single mom struggled with dating?
Guess what? There's no line of men waiting to be a stepdaddy.
So men in the house, can I know this? Why are you people running from single mothers?
Divorced single mum of 3 children at the age of 34 on the dating apps. But I am struggling to understand this dating game. Cannot be the only one that didn't know there was a different meaning between each coloured heart emoji. Girls been giving out the wrong signals for months. I am patiently waiting for Duolingo to bring out the Urban Dictionary at this point. The apps are absolutely terrifying, but the possibility of me meeting someone in real life are impossible. Why? Because I don't go out. My idea of a dream night is getting my pyjamas on by 6 o'clock, having a tub of Ben and Jerry's and watching a true crime documentary. At this point, I don't actually know what to do. And going on dates are the most anxiety-inducing experiences of my life. I really want to be the cool guy, cool, calm and collected, but that's not me. I'm an overthinker. I will want to know, is this the love of my life? I am not kidding you. Part of my pre-date ritual is Rescue Remedy. So, how does a socially awkward, anxious girly who's terrified of the apps and doesn't go out actually meet someone? Or am I just destined to collect cats?
Well, with the way it's looking, it seems like maybe you're destined to collect cats. Let's be honest. Divorced, single mum of 3 kids, 34 years old, struggling to date, socially awkward, terrified of dating, and barely even go out. That's not exactly a winning combination in today's dating market. You're not just competing with other single mums, you're up against women in their 20s with no kids, more time, fewer responsibilities, and way more social freedom. It's not cruelty, it's just reality. The dating world isn't going to adjust itself to your struggles. If you're not putting yourself out there, not working on your social skills, and not actively improving your situation, then yes, your future is more likely to involve cats than companionship. This isn't about hate, it's about accountability. You want better, then be better. But don't expect a top-tier man to show up and save you from the life choices you made while you stand still, terrified to even leave the house.
Question. So where does a 44-year-old single mother go these days to meet a man? Because I clearly have no idea what I'm doing.
If you're single and dating right now, how are you coping? I'm not even going to elaborate on that. Just, yeah. Blink twice if you're not okay.
Hearing some men on this app talk about they would never date a single mom with children, as if they are some magical golden prize. Pointing out that single moms just come with baggage. Meanwhile, Jerry, you're in 3 situationships. Like, let's talk about your little carry-on baggage there, shall we? And I'm going to speak from experience here. Yes, there are some women out there who are toxic, who have not done their healing. I'm not going to deny that. But that's a human issue, not a single mom issue. And last I checked, healing is individual. And by you lumping all single moms into a category just shows your lack of emotional maturity. So trust me when I say you don't have to worry about this single mom looking twice at you. Because looking at your profile, I'm almost certain that I would run circles around you any day of the week. Have a great day.
My first wife was a single mum. We were married for 10 years. She liked other men, which is why we aren't together anymore. If a woman is willing to leave the father of her child, she's willing to leave the guy that's not the father of her child even quicker. The mother and child bond will always be the strongest bond. A man entering a relationship with a mum needs to understand he will always be the outsider, because you have to deal with the baby daddies, and that's not always a pleasant situation. If men are saying they would never date a single mum with children, it's their preference, and they're entitled to it. And it's a very valid preference to have, considering what usually comes when a man enters that kind of relationship. Of course, humans in general have baggage, but taking on that extra weight, especially for a single man who has no children of his own, isn't ideal. He's not just dating a woman, he's stepping into a role that often carries unspoken expectations. That might include financial responsibility, emotional investment in a child that's not biologically his, and navigating boundaries with the child's biological father, which can come with drama, conflict, or legal complications. A man doesn't have to think he's some golden prize just because he chooses not to date a single mom. That's not arrogance, that's discernment. Knowing what you're willing to accept in a relationship and what you're not doesn't make you full of yourself. It makes you intentional.
Here I am, bleeding out, not being chosen. I don't have any stability in my life, right? I'm a single mom now. I'm a business owner. I don't have any relationships in my life because every relationship that I had while we were married was joined. So we had joined friends, joined community, joined family. Everything was joined. So when he left, he took all of that with him, including my best friend.
We gotta talk about this idea that if men open up to women, that women will use it against them. That is abuse. That has nothing to do with being vulnerable. If somebody is taking where you expressed emotion or your feelings and someone takes that and throws it back in your face, whether it be an argument, being sarcastic, putting you down, or criticizing you, that has nothing to do with men opening up and being vulnerable. That is abuse. It goes both ways for women too.
I have a genuine question for men, and I expect if you decide to respond to this, for you not to respond with your ego, but, with the truth, with honesty. Is it true that some of you, or a lot of you, are intimidated by women who got their shit together? No! That are smart, that are independent, that know what they want, that are good looking, and it's hard for you to approach them? Or this is something that people say to make you feel better? Because I really want to know. If you ask me, I would say that is not true. I think people use this as an excuse or a way to make you feel better sometimes, just to say something. I don't know. I want to hear guys' perspective on this. I want to see how accurate that is. I really appreciate your answers, and I'll be looking forward to them.
That whole narrative has been pushed for so long, but when you really think about it, it doesn't hold up under scrutiny. This idea that men are intimidated by strong, independent women who have their lives together is just another coping mechanism. It's not that men are intimidated, it's that they're simply not interested. And instead of accepting that, some women flip the script and tell themselves, "Oh, he must be scared of me." No, he's not scared. He just doesn't see value in what you think is valuable. Having a job, paying your own bills, and living independently are things adults are supposed to do. That's the bare minimum, not a relationship qualification that guarantees attraction. Men aren't looking for competition or someone constantly reminding them that they don't need a man. Just because a woman has her life in order on paper doesn't mean she's a pleasant person to be with. You can have a great career, a nice car, but if your energy is masculine, combative, or dismissive, men will walk away.
Dress like a trophy, act like a trophy, talk like a trophy.
But a trophy is an object. They're wanting women to dress like objects, act like objects, and think of themselves like objects. But I imagine some of those women who do those things would complain if they actually get treated like an object.
Make sure every hair is in place. Make sure makeup is on point. Make sure your clothes is cute. Accessories. Walk. Have confidence. Smile.
It's because being the prettiest object is the most important.
Whatever room you walk into, people are going to see you.
What I've noticed a lot of is in these particular types of conversations, there is a lot of focus on attracting a man's attention, being the object of desire. However, what is not talked about is what they are going to do to actually keep the man interested and have a productive relationship. Because looks fade. What are a lot of these women going to do that portray themselves as these trophies once they're no longer in their prime? Because it happens to everyone, like it or not.
The stigma that single mums still get is something I just cannot fathom. We are single-handedly running busy households. We're doing the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the gardening, the DIY. We are supporting multiple small humans emotionally, physically, financially, whilst for the most part carrying the responsibility of raising them into being decent human beings. And we do all that whilst working full-time and building a successful career. For a lot of us, we were doing all of that before we were even given the official title of single mum. Still people like yourself that delude themselves into actually believing that for some reason single mums are somehow worth less. Are you mad?
Well, no one said that single mums are worthless. But let's be real. Taking care of your house, doing the laundry, gardening, that's just called being an adult. Those are basic responsibilities, not special accomplishments. And that comment wasn't an attack. It was simply pointing out reality. If you're a single mother with 3 kids and battling anxiety, maybe it's time to lower your sights a bit when it comes to relationship expectations. That doesn't mean you don't deserve love or respect. It means being realistic about what you bring to the table and what kind of partner would reasonably want to step into that situation. High standards are fine, but they need to be grounded in self-awareness. Many single mothers think they deserve the best kind of man, but that's just delusional. You can't come into the dating world with a past, baggage, multiple kids, emotional instability, and still expect a man at the top of his game to sign up for that. Especially not a man who has options, no kids, and his life in order.
I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit more about what I mean when I say I have ugly privilege, because I've talked about it in a few videos, and I tend to get a lot of similar responses. A lot of people will come on the comments and say, oh, but you're not ugly, you're pretty. And firstly, thank you for comments like that. It's really, really kind, and it's really nice to see. But when I say I have ugly privilege, it's not that I necessarily think I'm an ugly individual. That's not what I mean, because I've been told plenty of times throughout my life that I'm pretty. But when I say I have ugly privilege, what I mean by that is men, in general, don't find me attractive. For the most part, men think I'm ugly, and they leave me alone. And to me, that's a privilege. And how do I know men aren't attracted to me? Because they're not flirting with me, they're not hitting on me, they're not trying to get my phone number, they're not asking me out. Like, men in real life mostly leave me alone. It's very rare that I get male attention in real life, which is why it makes me so friggin' uncomfortable when it happens. But that's what I mean when I say I have ugly privilege. It's a privilege to be left alone by men because they find me ugly.
Stop lying to yourself.
Every guy wants to date a fucking single mom until y'all have to fucking park in a random deserted parking lot and put down the back seats because when the fuck else are we gonna find the time? But like, that's too much work. You know what? It's fucking fun, okay? Well, you need a little fun in your life. You need a little fun mom in your life.
No! Dating as a single mom is kind of weird. Like, my hours of availability are literally like, you get a chunk. You get like a very small chunk, like 7 to 9. Like, that's about it on the weekdays. Like, that's all that I can give you because I got to wrangle a toddler. But 9 o'clock rolls around and I'm like, shit, man, I gotta be up early because homegirl's gonna wake up super early, so I need to get some sleep. So enjoy the 2 hours that you're gonna get. It's also tough because if you're like co-parent with someone, then it's like, well, you're in like a really good place with that person and you don't want to tell them, like, you don't want to like mess anything up. You don't want to like say something or have them find out and like things like that, because what if they like manipulate the situation? What if they get real shitty? What if like, what if that all changes because they find out that I'm dating someone else? Like, that's a huge, huge thing to think about.
This is one of the major reasons why it's hard to date a single mum. The reality is, most of the time, they simply don't have time for the man. And it's not always about bad intentions. It's just that they're juggling a lot. Between raising their kids, managing their household, working and trying to find time for themselves, there's barely any room left for the man they're dating. A lot of single mums expect the man to be patient, understanding and accepting of constantly being put on the back burner. But men aren't looking to feel like an afterthought, especially not men who are bringing something real to the table. You can't build a relationship with someone who only has fragments of time and energy to offer. Quality relationships require consistent effort, communication, and emotional presence, and that's hard to maintain when the woman is constantly pulled in 10 different directions. That's why a lot of men hesitate.
Okay, so genuinely, I have a request for the men on this app, or in general. And I might be asking too much, but you tell me. If you're gonna be bold enough to date a single mother, can you guys just be bold enough to not be like a liar, cheater, manipulator, abuser? Because, I mean, it's already hard enough going through those things, but like going through it as a mother, when you literally have to be strong for your child, is 10 times harder and more traumatizing. And I don't want to discredit anybody's trauma, but literally getting out of bed, forcing yourself out of bed because your child needs to get up because you cannot sleep all day, forcing yourself to make food when you literally are disgusted and cannot eat, smiling when nothing is funny, being happy because your child feels everything that you're going through. You know how hard that is? Like, you men could never. And to be bold enough to put a woman through that and not think about your actions is whack. That is not big boy behavior. That is very small behavior, and I don't like that. So do better, because it's very sad out here. And I hate seeing my girls crash out on the internet behind these men.
Men lose attraction when you're chasing them. I'm sorry, I have to say it. A lot of the times women are running after men, they don't even know that they're doing it. If you're texting him first and you're calling him first and you're doing all the initiating, you're the one chasing. Men by nature want something to chase. They need something to chase. So you need to reel that energy back and just sit back, sit in your feminine. The man is supposed to be doing the work. I don't know what flipped for this generation to make us think that like half-seas is good. Half-seas is not good, especially when the man is not chasing you. The best thing that you can do, honestly, is sit back and let the man come to you every single time. It doesn't need to be a situation where you're the one reaching out, okay? Ever. Unless you're replying, obviously, yes. But you shouldn't be the one that's like, hey, you want to like meet up? Hey, do you have plans this weekend? Hey, what are you doing? That should not be you. That should be the man. The minute you do that, you've already lost the plot. Let the man come to you. Let him be a man. Let him chase you, okay? Let him do what he's wired to do.
I don't know where this idea came from, that men, by nature, need to chase women, but it's a complete lie. I've said this multiple times. Modern women have an obsession with being pursued, like dating is some kind of game of tag where the man has to keep proving he's worthy, while she just stands there and waits to be impressed. It's childish, and it's not how healthy relationships work. Of course, no partner should be doing more than the other. Real connection is mutual effort, mutual interest, mutual respect. But somehow, that gets thrown out the window when it comes to modern dating. A lot of women today think just existing, showing up and looking good is enough, while the man is expected to do all the chasing, planning, paying, and proving. And then they wonder why men are disengaging. This "you chase me, prove yourself, and maybe I'll consider you" attitude is exactly why a lot of men are checking out of the dating scene entirely.
So, I don't know if it's just me, but do any other females have the problem with guys who ask you on dates and then, the first few times you say no because, you're genuinely just, not interested in dating, and you finally say yes, but then the guy never follows through on the date? It's like they asked me out on the date in hopes I would reject them or say yes just to get points for pulling a hot girl, but then they don't want to follow through. It's just an ego boost.
I feel like if you want self-esteem to make sure your kids are okay, you're not a good mom. And that's only saying if there is no other way for you.
Stop! I'm one of those coaches who say you should, if you're a young man who's starting out in life, you shouldn't date a single mother. I've said that many a times. And let me explain why. Like, I have a young family member, just graduated high school, and he loved music. He got a job at Fender Guitars. And he was going to go to Boston, I believe, and learn how to make guitars and be like a manufacturer of guitars, like a craftsman, because he loved fucking music and he loved guitars, and that was his dream. And I was so proud of him that he was going to do this. And about a month before he was supposed to go to Boston, he fell in love with a young woman who had a kid. He said that he was going to quit his dream and raise this kid. And I go, what the are you doing? This isn't your kid, man. Do not do this. Your dream, your whole life is in front of you. Everything you've been talking about since you were 11 is right there in front of you. You're going to give it up to be a father to a kid that's not even yours? Are you stupid? Don't do this. No, I'm in love. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to be a male role model to this kid. I'm like, no, you just started dating her. You're doing this all wrong. Don't be an idiot. I tried to talk him out of it for a few months. Ultimately, he chose not to go. And guess what? 8 years later, she fucked him over. Now he can't even see this kid that he grew attached to and loved. They never got married, but he lost all rights, and he went into this depression downward spiral. And his life never recovered.
This man gave up on his dream to be with a single mother because he was in love. He sacrificed his goals, his freedom, and in many ways his future, just to be there for her and her child. He stepped into a role he didn't have to take on, raised another man's kid as if it were his own, and gave them 8 solid years of his life. And now, he's unable to even see the child he built a bond with. That's heartbreaking, but unfortunately it's not uncommon. This is exactly why so many men refrain from getting into relationships with women who already have children, because at the end of the day, you're playing a high-risk game with no real protection. You can give everything and still lose everything, especially when you're not the biological father and have 0 legal rights. A lot of women will say, if you love me, you'll love my kids. But what they won't say is that if the relationship ends, you can be cut off from those same kids without a second thought.
Okay, ladies, let's talk dating, but in your 40s and also a single mom. I swear it's the Wild West out there, you guys. I am not a fan of dating apps, and I can't be the only one. So let me know if you're another mom. Just let me know what your thoughts are on the dating apps. I understand it can be a way to meet people, but the fact of the matter is people lie on there. Some people get trust issues before they're ever in a relationship. And I just think that it's a super shallow way to connect with someone. I really just want to go back to the good old days where you met people in person and you didn't have to assume that they were in a relationship or looking on their phone currently for the next one. I don't know. How are we supposed to do it? Because I'm giving up over here and I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm going to have to pray the Lord to bring somebody on my doorstep. I quit.
This is why I feel like dating as a single mom is harder than dating as a regular 24-year-old, okay? And this is why I'm going to tell you. Aside from the kids, I think that the hardest thing about dating as a single mom is that when you're dating someone, you're competing with other 24-year-olds who have not have children. They do not have stretch marks. They have perfect little tight little abs, and I'm over here with, my diastasis recti in my fucking abdomen, okay? On top of that, I've lost a lot of weight, but it's not like super firm. It's like jiggly, okay? Right? And then on top of that, after you're done breastfeeding, do you know what your titties look like? Have you seen titties after breastfeeding? Mine look like tube socks with a tennis ball. At 24 years old, dating, I'm competing with girls who have firm C cups. I have a saggy B. At best. At fucking best. Okay, guys? So, I'm competing with girls who are so fucking attractive. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If anyone could give me any confidence boost, that would be great.
She's not wrong at all. dating as a woman in her 20s with a child does become significantly harder, and that's just the reality. She's now competing with other women her age who have no kids, more time, fewer responsibilities, and can offer a man a clean slate. And whether people want to admit it or not, men value freedom and peace. They naturally gravitate towards situations that don't come with built-in responsibilities they didn't sign up for. This woman is basically on the same level as a woman in her 40s trying to date. And that's because she's now carrying a level of responsibility and perceived baggage that most men naturally associate with older women. She's no longer viewed as just a young, free, vibrant woman in her 20s. She's now a mother, and with that comes a shift in how men assess the relationship.
So men in the house, can I know this? Why are you people running from single mothers? Can I know in this comment section, why are you running from single mothers? Please, I need to know because I don't have answer. Because if I say my answer, this TikTok will be on fire.
When I started dating my boyfriend, he literally asked me, Liz, are you seeing other people? I'm like, yes, I'm dating other people.
You should be lucky to breathe the same air as me, honestly. You guys are beneath me. Walk away. Just don't be afraid to ask men for things. Like, men are literally not afraid to ask us for anything. They will ask you to take your clothes off in 2 seconds, so it doesn't matter. Ask them, give me money.
Girl, like, just focus on yourself. And if you want to date other people. Why are you only dating one person? I don't get it. Like, why is literally one person your only option?
You need help.
I just got back from a first date with a guy I met online. And I swore off online dating like a year ago, but I just had this feeling I should try again. And it wasn't bad. It was actually like, I matched with one guy. I think I'm done with the app because they're all gross. Like, he was a good match and it was a good date. I had a really nice time, great guy. He was cuter than his pictures. Like, I would go out with him again. I just feel, I don't know if it's my age or the fact that I have 3 kids, but I am just so set in my ways now. I feel like there's just like a comfort level to my life now that I feel like it would take a lot for me to change that. And I would love a partner, you know, I would love, what are my animals doing right now? Like, what is happening? I would love some companionship, you know, somebody to share my life with. But it's just like, I feel like I'm a lot. I feel like I've got a zoo, I've got 3 kids, I have my past, I have my ex-husband, I have, you know, my dysfunctional family, I have my, you know, my story, my sobriety. Like, I'm not a floaty 18-year-old. I'm like a full-on grown-ass adult with this like full life. But mostly, you know, it's more of like, I don't know if I'm insecure about that. I guess I'm just figuring it out. But I am so set in my ways now. It's like, you know, I love my mornings. I love my evenings. I love the way I eat my own food. I love my space. I love putting on my makeup alone. So it's like, how does somebody fit into all of that? And they've got their own stuff, you know, if they're a single dad. There's just so much. It takes so much work. Jesse, seriously. And I just don't know if I have what it takes. Maybe do any other single moms out there feel this way? Like, it would take a lot of work, a lot of effort. Is it worth it? Like, I guess so. I guess relationships are worth it. I don't know. It's a lot. I'm a lot. I've got 3 kids and 4 animals and a hot ass. So that's a lot, I guess.
And that's one of the main reasons why dating them becomes so difficult. Like she said herself, I'm stuck in my ways. And I'm actually glad she admitted that, because it shows a rare moment of self-awareness. But it also proves why so many men are hesitant to even try. Why would a man willingly walk into a relationship where the woman has already declared she's not willing to change, compromise, or adapt? That's not partnership, that's dictatorship. When a woman says she's stuck in her ways, what she's really saying is, I've built my life around my habits, routines, and mindset, and I'm not making room for you. That's not appealing to most men, especially those who are serious about building something long-term. And let's be honest, a lot of women who say they're stuck in their ways are also carrying emotional baggage from past relationships, trust issues, a take-me-as-I-am attitude, and sometimes even a chip on their shoulder.
Hey guys, so a little update. I am still single.
I'm calling that.
Still looking to find love. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm trying to find love here.
I posted a video about being a single mom and it got 130,000 views. And most of those views were men. Over 1,000 comments on why it was my fault I'm single and why I'm having a hard time dating. Sir, it ain't the kids, because these men will do anything to be called daddy. Y'all need to hop off and pay your child support, because why are you in my comment section? In the South, men love moms with kids. Like, that is not the problem. The problem is the generation and thinking they could do better. I may have a saggy B. Guess what? I know how to pack lunch. I know how to do laundry, keep a clean house, put up with attitude. And on top of that, you're not going to find anyone better personality-wise, because I got trauma. I got daddy issues. So go run to your little 20-year-old, 19-year-old, a perfect body. But let me tell you, she is not going to put in the work that a single mom is going to put in. Because you know how a single mom likes you is if they're making time for you, because we're already busy as fuck. I work 40 hours a week and I go to college full time, like 4 classes, and I'm finishing my associates in 1 year, and I still have my kids. So if I make time for you, you're fucking special. Moral of the story is that don't fucking judge a single mom. And every single person that was in the comments talking about like hating on single moms, guess what? I bet you half of those guys are in my DMs, because I got a shit ton of fucking DMs. So, fuck it.
I bet you do have all these guys in your inbox. But let's be real, a lot of them are just trying to get laid. That's not a flex. That's not proof of value. That's proof that some men will entertain almost anything if they think there's a chance for easy access. When single mothers brag about how many men are in their inbox, it doesn't prove that they're in high demand. It just proves that they're available and visible. The real question isn't how many men are hitting you up. It's what those men actually want. The thing is, there's no line of serious, high-quality men stepping up saying, "I want to commit, take care of your child, and build a future together. That's what matters." Attention is easy. Commitment is rare. Many of these single mothers out here wouldn't be struggling to date if they were open to date single fathers, but that's not what they're after. They want the golden ticket.
Advice for single mothers. Find a man with means. I was raised by a single mom. My mom was gorgeous back in the day. Funny, beautiful, smart, the whole nine. She decided to dedicate her life to raising my brother and I. Instead of finding a man with means, she hustled, she worked hard, she worked a lot. She spent tons of time away from us and away from her family. Hustle did not benefit us at all. That left us in very dangerous situations. Raising children is really difficult, but it takes time and dedication, and it takes time spent with your child. If you are looking for somebody to spend the rest of your life with, find a man with means. Find a man with a house, find a man with a couple cars, find a man who's responsible over his own life, who can hopefully take the mental load off of you, who could hopefully take the financial load off of you. Do not settle for a man who doesn't have a home, who doesn't have a couple cars, who can't feed himself, because then you'll be taking resources from your child. Your responsibility now as a single mom is to be strategic and think about the type of life that you want to have and that you want your children to have in the future. Don't settle. Good luck.
This woman is giving single mothers false hope. She's out here telling them to find a man with means, find a man with a house, find a man with a couple cars, as if it's just that easy. And as if men like that are lining up to take on someone else's responsibility. What she's really doing is selling a fantasy, one where single mothers can still land top-tier men without having to address the choices that put them in that position to begin with. She's pushing the idea that it's totally normal, even expected, for a man who's worked hard to build a stable life for himself to just step in, play stepdad, and fund a life he didn't help create. And here's the harsh reality. Men with options rarely choose that path. Why would a man with money, a house, a couple cars, and no kids of his own sign up to be second in line to your child, deal with baby daddy drama, and sacrifice his peace when he could just start fresh with a woman who doesn't come with all that?